Alright, so you want to learn how to get some population numbers into your population forecasting spreadsheet. We're going to do this in a relatively quick manner. It's pretty simple, but there's a couple of things that we need to watch out for, and I will point them out along the way. Right, if you remember, there are things that we need. One is a series of 9 data points, or 9 years. And another thing that we need to consider is, I guess, what you could call the periodicity. Are we looking at annual numbers, right, every year? Are we looking at biennial numbers every other year, every 5 years, every 10 years? It is up to a couple of things. One, your preference, your desires, or whatever you are looking for, whether it's a short-term forecast, you probably use annual data. Or whether you're doing a long-term forecast, you'll probably use 5 or 10-year data points. And so once we have that determined, the other thing that we need to deal with is data availability. I have found the best place for North Carolina to get these numbers is with the website LINC, or Log in North Carolina. I think I've showed the class this before, this may be, you may recognize it, but we didn't spend much time on it. So we click Login North Carolina, and it takes us to this page right here. And what we're going to do, let's just say I want to do this for, I don't know, New Hanover County. Right, so the geographic type that we have here, state and counties. If I pull this down, I can, well, we'll go for counties. And one of the things you'll also notice is that if you were doing this for a municipality, you can click on this, and so you would be able to, and if we scroll over on this side here, we see hopefully that Boone is going to be on here, right? So that's that. Keep in mind, though, that the smaller the unit of analysis that you have, right, cities and towns as opposed to counties and states, it's going to be more and more difficult to get the detailed information. But anyways, we're doing New Hanover County. I click on state and counties. Another thing I could have done is just typed in New Hanover County here, but I would prefer a pick list because I misspell things, and so it's just easier to pick from a list. So let's, on this side, scroll down to New Hanover County. Excuse the cold also, New Hanover County. I go ahead and I select this. You'll notice down in the bottom green area right here that there is some entry that has happened as a result of our pick list up here. This basically are the elements of an SQL query that this app right here is going to be sending to a mainframe someplace. All right, so once we have that, I will go, up on top. Have to scroll all the way back up to the top. There's a continue button. Click continue. And so now, excuse me. There are a number of things that we can choose from. You can see these are the typical sorts of census tables that we have, and most of the data that we get from this is from the decennial census. But one of the things that we're looking at right here up on the top is total population. And what I want you to choose, what's necessary for you to choose, is this second selection right here, population census estimate projection. This is a compilation not just of census data, but also other demographic and epidemiological analysis right here. Comes from state estimates and state projections. And this may seem, I don't know if it's counterintuitive, but it does deal with projections. And so we can, using this, get data from someplace else. And get data that actually does the projection into the future, but we're doing it ourselves here. So once we select this, we select continue. And then what we have here are the number of years that are available. We are here in 2016, and so any date past that is something that likely the state demographer's office has gone ahead and done some projections. it's there. We're going to pretend it's not available. Or another thing that you might want to do, perhaps, is to find out how close your projections are to the projections that we see here. There's likely to be a little bit of a mismatch because it may very well be that these projections right here may take into consideration patterns of in-migration and out-migration, but we're just not getting detailed in that manner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with 2016 here, and as I mentioned before, what I need to determine is if I want to do annual data estimates, biennial, 5-year, 10-year, whatever that might happen to be, every 3 years. It really doesn't matter. I just need 9 data points or 9 years to draw from. The years need to be separated by equal intervals, an equal number of years. And then when we get the report, we want to double check to be sure that we are getting all of the information that we ask for. Sometimes a year does not have the data that we are looking for, and I don't think will be blank. It just won't be there, so we need to count 9 data points. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a short-term analysis for New Hanover County. So I'm just going to do every 2 years. And the reason why I'm doing that is that there's a limited number of spaces of where we step out into the future into our spreadsheet. And so if I'm doing 2 years, it's a good short-term estimate, but it's looking farther ahead than just 9 years. So it'll look ahead 18 years, perhaps. Well, we'll get to that. All right, so I got 2016, and I'm just going to do that's 1 data point, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so my series of data is from 2000 to 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got it. Okay, and once I do this, I click on the report button. The window changes, and this is kind of the pain in the butt, I'll be honest with you, but it's better than nothing. There's really no way for me to click on a button and export these. It's really difficult to copy and paste these numbers, and so we're going to have to transcribe them directly into the spreadsheet model. So just double checking. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 data points. Excellent. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing here, I just popped open my spreadsheet. I am going to see if I have a working model here. Let me see. Oh, it's on my key drive. Excuse me for a moment, folks. I didn't intend on doing this part of it, so this is kind of off the cuff here. So let me see if I can get it again. File. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is what? Nothing so far. Go back here, got my estimation, and are these? Yep, okay, so this is my filled in area right here, and so I'm going to keep this partly in the picture, and what I want to do is take this information right here. I want to delete it because I'm going to enter that information. I'm going to edit this information too, so I'm doing 2002. 2004, 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2016. Got that. Now I need to enter in the information for all of this. I'm starting from 2016, as you can see over here. So I'm working from the bottom, 223, 260. Okay, 216, 995. 208,846. 202,667. 197,445. And I'm going to scoot this underneath. 190,137. 77,875. 167,992. And 160,327. Alright, and that's it, and I'm not sure, well, you didn't see it because it was off screen, but everything is recalculated here. I've got my new parameters for A and B and all of those sorts of circumstances. The thing that I need to do is I need to be sure that I change this, and this will be New Hanover County, North Carolina. I hit enter. You'll notice that my titles have changed right here. So that's it, right? The most time-consuming part of this, aside from just actually creating this model right here, is getting the data and inputting the data. It's something that's really simple. So if there's any issues, please let me know. But again, there you go.